European countries can't deport foreign criminals.
The toughest migrant detention and deportation plans ever put forward by nationalists has just passed in European Parliament. The left are furious right now. This is massive.
We have many votes to go through, guys.
Okay, so some big news on UK immigration today, and this one is important to understand. The Home Secretary has announced plans to deport thousands of people before they can even appeal their asylum decision. Here's how it works. There's a list of 25 countries the UK government considers safe. So if you came from one of these countries and your asylum claim is rejected, you could be removed from the UK before you even get a chance to challenge that decision from inside the country. This is called certifying a claim as clearly unfounded. And it is a legal power that already exists. It is just now being used on much bigger scale. The reason behind it is a backlog of over 100,000 asylum appeals that the system simply cannot keep up with. Now this is a complex area and there are strong opinions on both sides. Some say the system needs this to function. Others say removing appeal rights before someone leaves is a serious concern. So if this affects you or someone you know, speaking to a qualified immigration advisor immediately is absolutely critical.
Now, the UK to begin deportation of Nigerians who failed asylum in the UK and other criminals. All this is under the new agreement that the Nigerian government and the United Kingdom have just signed as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu visited London. According to the news here, Nigeria has signed a new agreement with the United Kingdom, allowing British authorities to deport failed asylum seekers, visa overstayers, and criminal offenders to the country. The deal was signed by Interior Minister Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo and UK Secretary Shabana Mahmood during President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's state visit to UK. This was announced by Home Office. Now, this is the thing. About 961 Nigerian failed asylum seekers who have exhausted their appeals, along with other 1,100 Nigerian foreign nationals who are awaiting removal, are expected to be affected by the new agreement. And this is an agreement that was, reached by both countries as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu visited London, like I said. So they have begun their deportation process already, and, they want to start, they want to get the ball rolling because there's been a lot of delays in deporting these people. All this while, there have been a lot of pushback. Home Office have been trying to deport them. There have been a lot of pushback from Nigeria, but now they have to come down to UK to reach an agreement on how they can deport these people safely and, in a well-dignified, in a nice way. So yeah, that is it really. According to Tunji-Ojo, he said the Nigerian participation reflects its commitment to fulfilling international obligation, while the UK officials also stated that the participation would help tackle illegal immigration and ensure those who break immigration law are removed as they should. Well, it's part of the agreement.
The Nigerian government don't sign agreements with the UK government to deport thousands of Nigerians to Nigeria. I say make I bring the update to una as it ought. Now, wetin happen? I don't do a lot of videos before now. They advise people where they go UK, especially those ones where they go UK with VV. It don't over many of our colleagues for there, and very soon you go start to see them for Nigeria. UK say about 1,100 and something Nigerians fail their asylum claims for UK. That is to say, these Nigerians go UK to go chop Adoro. Their Adoro fail. After Adoro fail, them can go appeal. Them still fail for appeal. Now, them say these Nigerians don't exhaust all the options we them get, and them refuse to leave UK. So now, when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu take go UK, so they can sign the agreement with the UK government to deport these people. Again, them say it still get another set of Nigerians wey go UK, whether with VV, student V, work visa, and other types of visas. Them reach UK, their visas expire, them not get come out for UK, and them still be UK like this. So those people, them go deport them to Nigeria. He still get another set of people. Those ones na Nigeria people wey dey UK, wey involve in crimes. Them dey humilize for UK. Some dey jail. They don't release some. Now, those ones now wey don't commit crimes, wey their name dey blacklist of people from Nigeria wey don't commit crimes for UK, are also going to be deported. Because the reason why me I dey feel for these people be say, not be those ones wey go commit crimes for UK. Those ones now they know. They don't already choose their path. Now those ones wey go UK, go chop aduro, where the aduro fail. Those people now are coming to Nigeria to start all over again. But it is not the end of the world. If you be one of those people who did the list of people where I mentioned, so it is not over. You can still come to Nigeria and start all over. You understand? That is why I don't first tell a lot of my people back home in Africa where they want process visa to go UK to go chop aduro. Aduro don't cast for UK. The UK government, they complain. Say the money where they spend for aduro people, them not even they spend that for their citizens. And as a result, they are putting every machinery in place where go fit aid the removal of people where they come UK to come chop aduro. As you see, I'm here, not be me right now. I say make I bring this update come for una as they hot. Nigerians, I agree to now.
The UK government have struck a deal with Nigeria government to make it easier to remove people who have no right to live in the United Kingdom anymore. This deal will affect thousands of people in the UK. This deal is mainly for people who overstay their visa, failed asylum seekers, and criminals, people who have committed crime in the UK. The key part of this deal is that deporting people to Nigeria before was a bit difficult. Why? Because the UK government have to take permission from Nigeria embassy. While doing this documentation, you may be able to have a lawyer who may be able to apply for you, try to keep you based on your route in UK. But now, Tinubu government has signed this deal, which make it easier. The UK government don't need any permission from Nigeria embassy. Once you have been found, you don't have a right to live in the country, or you have committed a crime that will legally take away your permit, automatically you will be deported. All this deal has been struck. According to the Home Office, this is one of the best deals so far with Nigeria government, because as soon as this deal is signed, 1,100 persons will be taken away within few months. So this deal is actually fantastic to the UK, but to the Nigerians who are living in the United Kingdom, if you don't have a permit, if you have committed crime, you have a failed asylum, this is a wake-up call. Find an option to get legalized in the United Kingdom. And guys, stop committing crime. If you are seeking asylum, make sure you get a routine permit before you can do anything. And for those of you who are planning from Africa, thinking you are coming to United Kingdom, the immigration system in the UK have changed drastically. If you have a student visa, after your study, you may not be able to renew it. This is why it's so difficult in the UK at the moment. So don't just come to the UK selling your property thinking you are coming to a place where you have a secure permit to live, but the immigration system in the UK at the moment is so difficult. And for those of you who are already living in the UK without a permit, this is a wake-up call for you. Find a way to get yourself legalized and stay out of crime. Follow us for more about immigration, and thank you.
One of our African brother has just been deported back to his country after buying a very expensive car. Guys, so according to the story, this guy, based here in Germany, and after coming to Germany, this guy did not even, think of, applying or following the process of getting his document. So he did a black job and, go and first of all say he want to purchase driving license. He want to do his driving license first. So after spending huge amount of money to do driving license, the next thing he did, he went to buy a big car, a very expensive car, my people. So now, after 2 weeks of buying that car, German government took this man back to his country. Guys, as it is now, this guy now is begging his friends if they can help him to sell the car and send down the money. And the problem now that the government has even seized the car. Yes, they have seized this car. They froze the account. You understand? So please, if you are hearing the sound of my voice now, if you are planning to come to Germany, try to to get your document first before any other thing. You understand? Do you know how much this guy said he bought this car? Some persons can even go and collect credit. You don't know, they take credit to buy a car here. They'll be paying monthly, instrumental payments every month. But that is not the first thing you should think of doing. We're planning to come to Germany. You understand, my people? See now, who is going to help him to, to get this car? You cannot. You cannot. Once the government has freezed everything, they will take it from you. And you will be left with nothing. As I'm talking to you, he's been deported. He's in his country right now. Thank you guys for watching. Please share this video so other persons will learn. The first thing you do, you don't go and look for money, work hard to get driving license, and then you go and buy expensive car. Go first for your documents. That is the most important thing. Thank you so much, guys, for watching.
Illegal migrants will be deported to countries outside the European Union. Yes, guys, the governments of the EU have proposed the creation of return hubs in third countries for speeding up the deportation of illegal migrants outside EU borders. The decision was made because 80% of illegal migrants who have been issued a return decision in the EU continue to stay in the EU instead of returning back home. That's why the governments want to move illegal migrants outside the EU, where they will wait until the deportation to their original country will happen. Or in some cases, the migrants can stay for longer periods if, due to human rights reasons, can't return back to their country. Many civil society organizations have criticized this decision as they believe these return hubs can increase abuses and human rights violations towards migrants, as these countries will be outside the European Union. So our EU laws about human rights cannot be enforced, and the situation cannot be monitored so closely. Also, some critics argue that this kind of law focuses on repression and deportation rather than the root causes that push people to migrate. Nobody wants to leave their country and become undocumented without being forced to do it. More deporting will not stop people from fleeing war, poverty, or climate shocks. So to prevent illegal migration, the EU could instead focus on working with the origin countries and open very limited and safe pathways for legal immigration, so fewer people feel forced to enter the EU illegally. Anyways, this is just a proposal for now, and in order to be actually applied, it still needs to be voted in the European Parliament. and then go into negotiations with the other EU institutions. But I'm curious to hear what you think about this proposal. Should I vote in favor or against? Let us all know your opinion in the comments below. It's a very interesting topic.
Breaking news. German government deported 2 people from Germany to Afghanistan. Yes, it happened on the 24th of March 2026. Can you imagine? Hamburg deported 2 Afghanistan men to their home country. According to the news, the city of Hamburg has deported 2 convicted criminals from Afghanistan to their home country. The men are charged with serious offenses such as assault, arms, and threats. Can you imagine? Please share this video with everyone. Share this video with your family and friends. They deported 2 people comparing to our people. A charter flight from Germany to Afghanistan cost about 300,000 euro. Can you imagine? Just 2 people in a flight directly to Afghanistan. If now our people now, they fit back 100, 150.
For Jomana, Sweden's new immigration laws mean losing the only home she truly knows.
Jag heter Jomana, jag fyllde precis 19 år. Jag fick ett avslag från Migrationsverket när jag blev 18.
Jomana grew up in Sweden, but under Sweden's conservative government, turning 18 can mean losing the right to stay, even when the rest of the family has permanent residency.
Varför gör så med barnet som fyller 18? Jag förstår inte varför de vill splittra familjer. Min dotter hon har inte någonting i Egypten, hon har inte relation till Egypten.
For Jomana, the ruling feels like a punishment for something she didn't do.
Jag förstår om de utvisar brottslingar, folk som har begått fel. Men jag har inte gjort något fel. Jag kom hit, jag studerar. Jag vill bara ha ett vanligt liv efter studenten.
As anti-deportation protests spread across 30 cities, the government is standing firm on its strict immigration policy.
Som man inte vet något om och helt själv utan sin familj. Hur kan man säga att jag saknar anknytning till Sverige och min familj?
For many affected young people like Jomana, the decisions are already final. Deportation orders are being enforced, and all they can do now is wait.
Odumodu Brazil. So I hear say many people they talk say they are afraid of deportation, especially for Spain. For Europe, I don't blame you if you are afraid of deportation in Europe. I understand you, but one of the reasons I keep saying that Spain is the last hope of Europe is simply because Spain is the only country that lets you stay as a tourist, and eventually get your papers in place, get everything ready. Spain is the only European country that is currently doing that. There's no any other country where they do it apart from Spain. If you have gotten your padron, if you have gotten your padron, and let's say you are outside, you are walking around, and for some weird or some random reason, police stopped you and asked you questions, they cannot look, as far as you have your padron and you have everything, they cannot just say they are going to deport you for no reason unless you have committed a crime. And another thing is that if they catch you working without a contract or residence permit, that's another reason, that's another potential reason for deportation. But that's only if you are doing that. They cannot just deport you for no reason. If you have not committed a crime, if you have not done anything, working without the papers, they cannot do anything to you. So I just say make I update you now. We're gonna know they are free, because sometimes you now go come out. Many of us Nigerians now come out for Spain, you don't get papers, you wait for your papers. You will come they fear, say, police stop me this one, they go ask me for residence, I don't get. But did you commit a crime? No. Just if they ask you, okay, where's your residence permit? Tell them, I'm in the process of getting it. I've already done my padron. If you're in the process of getting, they will understand. They don't fit do you anything. I mean, they tell you, because even me, I don't come out many times like this. I don't even carry my passport, I don't carry anything. I just told them, I have my padron. I just showed him the picture of my padron for phone. See, this is my padron. I'm in the process of getting my papers, for example. You don't go do anything. You don't fit do anything. You don't commit crime. You don't do anything. So, make when I know they're afraid though. But if not Germany, if not France, all those ones, I go tell you say, make fear catch you. They fit deport you. And even in Spain, yeah, even if they want to deport you after maybe working without papers, even if they want to deport, what they'll normally do is they'll give you a fine. They'll tell you to pay a fine worth of almost 500 euros. That's the only thing they can do to you. Highest. Spain is, in terms of immigration, is one of the friendliest European countries. So, I just make update you now. Modo Brazil. Sharp.
European countries can't deport foreign criminals. Myth number 45. Hi, I'm Lily, a UK immigration lawyer, and I'm here to debunk immigration myths. Let's talk about what Denmark's just done. Denmark has passed new laws making it easier to deport non-citizens convicted of serious crimes, even where deportation was previously blocked. Under the new rules, foreign nationals sentenced to 1 year or more in prison can now face removal with fewer legal barriers than before. This includes tighter limits on appeal rights, reduced weight given to long residence, and a stronger public interest test in favour of deportation. So when people say, Europe never deports anyone, that's simply not true. Across Europe, we're seeing a shift. Tougher enforcement, clear deportation thresholds, and less tolerance for serious criminality. This isn't about mass deportation, it's about targeted enforcement. And it shows that European immigration policy is not one-directional. It can tighten just as quickly as it liberalises. This isn't opinion, it's legislation. Immigration, the myths, the facts, follow for more.
The European Parliament just passed a majorly increase in mass deportation of third world migrants. Why? Because they have a right-wing majority in the European Parliament. This is what happens when people go out and vote. And I don't know if you know, but right-wing hasn't really been popular in Europe for the last couple of decades, 3 decades. And lately, more and more countries are electing right-wing politicians. Why? Because they are tired of all the left-wing lunacy. They are tired of mass migration. They are tired of unchecked migration. They are tired of open borders. They are tired of increases in taxes. They are tired of lack of safety. They are tired of their rights being taken away. They are just tired. The average American, just like the average European, they are all tired of the Looney Tunes from the left. They are sick and tired of everything that the left is advocating for, from increasing taxes, from taking rights away, to censorship, to trans youth, all this nonsense. And I never thought that I would see the day where more and more politicians, right-wing politicians, are being voted in office in Europe. And yet it's happening under our eyes. Why? Because people are waking up.
With this thing waiting Tinubu just time, it is sure Moritala for anyone that is convicted for any criminal charges in the UK. So if you are living in parts that might make you criminal in this country, you have to rethink your choice and be best behave and stay away from anything that would want to incriminate you in any form. Because right now, Moritala is sure right now for anyone that is convicted. So Nigerians, let's wise up. Let's obey the rules, abide by the rules, all right? Everything will do okay.
Update. 40 people were deported from Germany yesterday in Torija. Torija were the one that organized the deportation. They bring other people from other cities and they deported them down to Georgia. You all know that Georgia is among the safe country. They deported Georgia yesterday to their country. Yes. So please, if you know you have been given rejection, know how you're going to do it. Because right now, those people that they measure their countries as one of the safe countries, they are now deporting them back to their country. Yesterday, 40 people were deported and they added from other cities and joined. So it's more than 40 that they deported yesterday back to Georgia. Yes, so they deported Georgia yesterday. So if you know you have been given rejection, look for how you're going to do it. If your country is among those countries that they mention, better integrate. If you integrate, that will only keep you in the country. Yes, that will keep you in the country. So if you know your country is among those countries that they mention as safe country, better go and integrate so that you will stay in the country. Yes, help me to share this latest update.
Greece has recently taken firm action by deporting immigrants who have no legal right to stay in the country. Many people support this move, arguing that a nation has the right to protect its borders, its laws, and its citizens. To them, Greece is simply doing what countries like Poland have done, putting national security in order first. Supporters believe illegal immigration puts pressure on jobs, housing, and public services, and that enforcing the law is not cruelty, but responsibility. From this point of view, Greece is not wrong for defending its country. However, others strongly disagree. Critics argue that deportations ignore the human stories behind migration. People fleeing hardship, conflict, and poverty. They believe Greece should have allowed immigrants to stay, work, and contribute to the economy instead of sending them away. To them, legality alone should not outweigh compassion. This debate has also reached the United Kingdom, where some are calling for the UK to adopt the same approach as Greece to remove illegal immigrants and improve safety. Others fear that such policies could damage human rights and social unity. So the question remains, if Greece believes it is their country and their law, do they have the right to do this? Or should they have chosen to let immigrants stay and build a life through work and integration?
My people, UK government set to deport 1,000 plus Nigerian nurses out of the UK back to Nigeria. Hey God, what happened? You see, when we cannot keep our mouth, see, a lot of people are doing things in the UK and nobody is talking. All those other races, they are not giving out their people, but we, any small thing, will go talk. In the year 2023, one of our Nigerian nurses opened her big mouth and told one of her colleagues where they were working that where she got her nursing certificate, she didn't sit for the exam in Nigeria, that somebody else helped her to sit in that exam in that particular center in Nigeria, my people. She told the lady that majority of the people that wrote from that particular center did not sit for the exam, that some people that wrote for them, my people. That was how this person that she told went and reported. My people, they started investigating all the people that came from that center. You know, hey God, I don't understand how in this UK where you did, you think say your colleague and your friend. Your colleague is your colleague, my people. Don't mix it, especially those in the UK. No mix them. Your colleague and your colleague go. Don't be everything that they carry tech colleague, because management go no. That is why it is advisable for you to write your exam genuinely and pass. If you're not going to put yourself for trouble up and down, please. Easy, girl. My people, if I tell you that the lawyers in Germany are working with immigration offices, German police offices, guys, come and listen. One of our brother was asked to come to lawyer's appointment today, guys. So on getting there, not knowing that the lawyer has already contacted the police people, guys, please don't trust some lawyers in Germany. Don't trust them, especially those people that has been giving you fake hope, that has been collecting money from you. Guys, this is so surprising. You will not even know that they are working with the German government, with immigration offices. Guys, that was how our brother was deported on his appointment day. You understand? On his appointment day, he was handcuffed, you understand, and they carried him back to his country. Guys, this thing happened today. You understand? This thing happened today. That was how they carry him back to deportation camp, and this guy is now in deportation camp, and he has a baby mama. So guys, it's a baby mama that cried out, guys. And if you guys have solution, whereas I know there is never a solution, there will not be a solution for this, guys. As long as they have been the one that carried you to deportation camp, you cannot escape from it. Please, if you have appointments with lawyer, Please make sure you know the kind of appointment you have. If your body did not carry it, please take another date. Yes, please take another date, because as it is now, some lawyers are working with immigration offices. They are working with the police officers in Deutschland to deport them. You understand? To deport them, especially if the lawyer does not have any idea on what to do on your case again. That is how they're going to work with them. Guys, please, if you have sign, if you have appointment and you have sign, your body is telling you something will happen, obey that your sign. No, obey it. That was how this man is now being deported, according to his baby mama. His baby mama said that the man this morning said no, that his body is giving him sign that he don't feel like going to this appointment, and which the woman said, come and go, don't worry, you don't have to turn this one down, maybe they will answer us today, just go. You don't know what the lawyer has to tell you. Guys, this is how this man now is being taken to deportation camp. As I'm talking to you now, this African man is being taken to deportation camp. If you have been asked to leave the country, please don't wait for them to come and pick you by themselves. Except you want to see yourself in your land. If you are not tired of staying in Europe country, go to another country. That is it for this video. Please share this video to other persons. Follow this page for more vital updates. That's if you are not following yet. Be warned, be careful. This time around, Germans are deporting people anyhow. Yes, they say they are looking for more immigrants, and that's how they are still deporting a lot of them. You understand? Take this very serious, guys. Bye for now.
Just a quick video, because many people are asking me this thing. Well, Germany is on massive deportation. They are deporting as much as possible. I've said it earlier on. Germany don't want to have refugees in this country anymore. They want to reduce the amount of migrants that are living in Germany. So yes, what I can advise you is be careful. If you have the possibility to learn the German language, learn it by all means, and try to see for other alternatives for yourself. Otherwise, you are at risk, because Germany don't care anymore. They just want to deport people. Deport. Just recently, many Guinean people have been deported, have been sent back to Guinea-Conakry. And this is not only about Guinea-Conakry. Gambia is going to follow suit, Nigeria, Ghana, and many other African countries also. So if you're in Germany, like I said, try and look for possible alternatives as quick as possible. Because Germany is not here to play. They just want to send people back. And they are working on that. I made a video recently and I talked about it. So yes, Germany is on a massive deportation plan. So if you don't know this, now you know. This is a confirmation. Try and look for better alternatives, better options, so that you can stay here and build your life. But otherwise, Germany, they're not here to play. So share this video so that people will learn from it. Try and learn the German language. Try and look for better alternatives. That's my advice.
So as from next year, 2027, according to the Home Office Secretary Shabana Mahmood, asylum seekers can get up to £40,000 for them to leave the UK. So if you've applied for asylum and your asylum has not been approved and it has failed, you could get up to £4,000 for you to leave the UK. That is for asylum seekers. And then for those who are legal in the country, who were here between 2022 to 2024 and all of that, she's also saying that they are still proposing that you might get up to like 10 years before you could get your ILR, while for some persons might even get quicker. Within 3 years, they can apply for for their ILR, and then pending like that, different scenarios, different cases. Some might be 7 years, some 10 years, some even 15, others even 20 years. So there's so much. You need to have a clean criminal record. You need to have contributed. You need to have earned and contributed to this country legally. You need to also ensure that you have not taken any public funds. You need to also ensure that you're contributing to the community. I don't know what that means. There are so many other rules which they have laid down. They are still doing consultation, but as from next year, some of these things will come into enforcement. So hopefully, let's see how that goes, because all of this is to ensure that they try to cut down on illegal migration according to them. However, the illegal migration they're talking about is people who are coming through boats. They have not shut down those routes. They have not closed down those routes, but they are still trying to find a way to still chase people who are in the country legally. It's quite unfortunate, but it is their country and they have the right to do what they want to do. But I assure you that things will never remain the same again. Share this video to as many migrants that are in the UK so they can hear and know what is being at stake even for the next year. Cheers.
Finally, it don't happen. They don't sign them into law. Yes, they said divorce equals to deportation. If you divorce your husband, you go home. If you end your marriage, you end your staying in the UK. How market? The men, I know say we on a day now, una go just they drink now, they laugh. I mean, when I remember me, you know, I said it this year. They come here, they fire me. It don't happen now. Now it don't enter law from 10th of December. If you divorce your partner, you are going out of the UK. So make that decision wisely.
Something huge is unfolding across Europe, and it is moving faster than most people realize. Countries that once welcomed millions of migrants are now reversing course at full speed. In the year 2025, deportations are rising sharply, borders are tightening, and immigration policies are becoming tougher than at any point in recent history. This shift is not quiet, and it is not accidental. Is it driven by concerns over public safety, economic pressure, or political survival? And which European countries are pushing the hardest to send immigrants back? Today, we count down 10 European nations carrying out removals in record numbers, and some of these decisions may surprise you. Stay with us as we examine the numbers, the reasons, and the real consequences of Europe's immigration shakeup. If this topic matters to you, subscribe now, share this video, and leave your opinion in the comments. Number 10. Latvia. Latvia might be small, with just 1.8 million people, roughly the population of Phoenix, Arizona, but when it comes to immigration, this Baltic nation is punching way above its weight in the year 2025. If you look at a map, Latvia shares a 214-kilometer border with Belarus and a 292-kilometer border with Russia, two countries that have been accused of weaponizing migration, basically pushing migrants toward European Union borders to create chaos. To fight back, Latvia has ramped up deportations by a whopping 45% compared to the year 2024. Last year, about 2,100 undocumented immigrants were deported, but in the year 2025, that number is expected to exceed 3,000. The government has also poured more than 200 million euros, about 215 million United States dollars, into border security, installing advanced thermal imaging cameras, motion sensors, and drones to prevent illegal crossings. And here's the part that gets controversial. Latvia is one of the first European countries to legalize pushbacks at the border. That means if migrants arrive illegally, they are immediately turned around and sent back to Belarus or Russia with no questions asked. Critics say this violates international asylum laws, but Latvia argues it is necessary to protect national security. Another major shift is Latvia tightening its residency laws. Previously, immigrants could apply for permanent residency after 5 years, but now the requirement is 10 years, and applicants must pass a Latvian language exam. This has created a mass exodus of Russian-speaking residents, with over 20,000 people leaving Latvia since the year 2024 because they cannot meet the new requirements. So is Latvia becoming a fortress? Number 9. Greece. Greece, the land of ancient history and stunning islands, has also faced one of Europe's biggest migration crises. Since the year 2015, Greece has been a main entry point for migrants, especially those arriving from Syria, Afghanistan, and parts of Africa through Turkey. By the year 2020, the country had received over 1.2 million migrants, more than 10% of its population. But in the year 2025, the Greek government is saying enough. New policies are cutting asylum approvals by 60%, and rejected applicants are being deported faster than ever. In the year 2024, about 15,000 migrants were deported, and in the year 2025, that number is expected to jump to 25,000. One of the most controversial measures is detention. Asylum applicants can now be held for up to 36 months while their case is reviewed, triple the previous limit, and the government says this is meant to discourage arrivals in the first place. Greece has also ramped up border patrols in the Aegean Sea, using Coast Guard boats, thermal drones, and artificial intelligence-powered surveillance to detect unauthorized crossings. Greece has also struck a major deal with Turkey, promising to return at least 10,000 migrants per year under a new border agreement worth 1.5 billion euros, about 1.6 billion United States dollars. But there is a catch. Turkey is demanding that the European Union increase financial aid in return for taking back the migrants. And Greece is moving faster on removals. Deportation flights are being fast-tracked, and the government has signed agreements with 15 African countries to return migrants directly to their home nations, cutting out lengthy European Union procedures. Human rights groups are furious, but many Greek citizens support the changes. In a 2025 poll, 72% of Greeks said they wanted stricter immigration laws, especially after high-profile crimes involving undocumented migrants. Number 8. Austria. Austria might not be the first country you think of when it comes to migration crackdowns, but this land of alpine peaks and classical music is now one of Europe's strictest enforcers. The reason is geography. Austria sits right in the middle of Europe's migrant corridor. It borders 8 countries, which makes it a key transit route for migrants heading north. Since the year 2015, Austria has received over 500,000 asylum applications, a huge number for a country with only 9 million people, and by the year 2024, public frustration had reached a breaking point. So what is Austria doing in the year 2025? First, it has cut asylum approvals by 70%, meaning the chances of getting approved are lower than ever. Second, Austria is prioritizing deportations, aiming to remove 40,000 undocumented immigrants in this year alone. And here is the part drawing the most attention. Austria is backing a European Union plan to build deportation hubs outside of Europe. The idea is that instead of housing migrants in Austria, they would be sent to processing centers in North Africa, while their asylum cases are reviewed. The plan is still being developed, but if it moves forward, Austria intends to be at the forefront. The Austrian government is also blocking citizenship applications for migrants who have received any form of government assistance within the past 5 years. That means even someone who has legally worked in Austria could still be denied a passport if they have ever received welfare support or unemployment benefits. On top of that, Austria's newest border plan includes high-tech surveillance towers along the Slovakian and Hungarian borders. These 5-meter-tall towers come with artificial intelligence-powered facial recognition designed to scan people entering the country. Number 7. Denmark. Denmark is known for Vikings and for ranking among the happiest countries on earth, but here is what many people do not expect. Denmark is also one of the strictest countries on immigration in Europe. For years, Denmark has been quietly pushing a hardline approach that is now making headlines worldwide. In the year 2025, the Danish government is not only deporting illegal immigrants, it is also outsourcing the entire asylum process to Africa. Yes, that is the plan. Denmark has signed a deal with Rwanda worth about 250 million euros, roughly 270 million United States dollars, to relocate asylum seekers there while their applications are processed. The government argues this will deter illegal migration by making Denmark a less attractive destination. And Denmark is not stopping there. Denmark has introduced what it calls a zero asylum policy, meaning it will accept almost no new refugees except under exceptional circumstances. In the year 2024, Denmark approved only 800 asylum applications, described as the lowest number in the European Union. Compare that to Sweden, which approved 20,000, and the scale of Denmark's shift becomes clear. In the year 2025, Denmark is doubling down on deportations with a target of 10,000 removals by the end of the year. Authorities are even revoking residency permits from Syrians and Afghans who have lived in Denmark for years, arguing that conditions in their home countries are now safe enough for return. This move has sparked major protests, but the government has not backed down. Another controversial rule targets settlement and daily life. Immigrants from non-Western backgrounds must now live in designated integration zones, specific neighborhoods where they must attend Danish culture and language classes before being allowed to move freely. Failure to comply can lead to deportation. Denmark's stance has made it one of the most extreme cases in Europe, and yet a whopping 76% of Danish voters support these policies. Number 6. Italy. Italy has been dealing with a migration crisis for decades, and in the year 2025 it has rolled out one of the wildest solutions yet, sending migrants to Albania. Yes, that is the plan. Italy and Albania have signed an agreement worth 1.5 billion euros, about 1.6 billion United States dollars, that allows Italy to send 36,000 migrants per year to Albanian processing centers while their asylum claims are reviewed. The goal is to take pressure off Italy's overloaded immigration system, where over 180,000 migrants arrived by sea in the year 2024 alone, a 60% increase from the year 2023. The Italian government, led by Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, has also introduced rapid deportation laws aimed at removing at least 40,000 undocumented migrants in the year 2025. That is a huge change from earlier governments that struggled to deport even 20,000 people per year. And there is more. Italy is now seizing migrant boats at record rates. The Italian Coast Guard has confiscated over 1,200 boats used by smugglers in the first half of the year 2025 alone. The message is simple. If you arrive illegally, you are not staying. Another big shift is Italy's crackdown on humanitarian non-governmental organizations. These groups, which rescue migrants at sea, are now facing heavy fines and even jail time for bringing migrants to Italian shores. The government argues this is necessary to break smuggling networks, while human rights activists say it is putting lives at risk. Despite all of this, Italy is still struggling to control migration, especially from Tunisia and Libya, where smugglers keep finding new ways to send migrants across the Mediterranean. Can Italy's new strategy really stop illegal migration? Only time will tell. Number 5. Poland. Poland is taking no chances in the year 2025 when it comes to immigration. This country, known for pierogies and medieval castles, has become one of the toughest anti-immigration nations in Europe. So what changed? Poland has sealed its 400-kilometer border with Belarus by building a high-tech border wall costing 350 million euros, about 380 million United States dollars. It is equipped with motion detectors, drones, and artificial intelligence surveillance, built to stop what officials call a hybrid war after Belarus was accused of pushing thousands of migrants into Poland to create political instability. Poland says it is working. In the year 2024, over 50,000 migrants tried to cross illegally. In the year 2025, that number has dropped by 80%, credited to the wall and strict deportation laws. Poland has also passed an emergency law allowing border guards to deport anyone caught crossing illegally immediately, with no asylum claim, no appeal, and no delay. If you are caught, you are sent back the same day. Poland has started mass deportation flights, removing at least 5,000 migrants per month to their home countries. The government is spending 500 million euros, roughly 540 million United States dollars, in this year alone on charter flights to Africa, the Middle East, and South Asia. Public support is strong. In a year 2025 poll, 82% said they wanted even stricter controls. Critics say Poland is going too far, pointing to refugees from Syria and Sudan being denied entry. The European Union has warned Poland it may be violating international asylum laws, but Poland's message is blunt. Our country, our rules. In the year 2025, if you are an illegal immigrant, you are not staying. Number 4. Finland. Finland, the land of saunas, northern lights, and some of the happiest people on earth, has taken a hard turn on immigration. You might think of Finland as calm and welcoming, but in the year 2025 it has become one of Europe's strictest countries for migrants. The Finnish government set a new record by deporting over 10,000 migrants in a single year, which is double the number of deportations compared to the year 2023, and officials say the country is only getting tougher. Finland has introduced express deportations. If you enter Finland illegally, you can be sent back within 48 hours with no asylum application and no long legal process. The biggest change is at the eastern border. Finland has now shut its border with Russia completely, after accusing Russia of sending thousands of migrants across in an attempt to destabilize the country. To stop this, Finland built a 200-kilometer border fence, costing 400 million euros, about 435 million United States dollars, equipped with drones, infrared cameras, and motion sensors. Finland is not only blocking new arrivals, it is also removing people who are already inside. The government has revoked over 5,000 residence permits from asylum seekers, arguing that home countries such as Afghanistan, Iraq, and Somalia are now safe enough for return. The decision triggered major protests, but the Finnish government has not backed down. There is another twist. Finland is targeting criminal migrants more aggressively than ever. If you are convicted of a crime, even a minor one, your chances of deportation increase by 300%. In the year 2024 alone, Finland deported over 1,500 foreign criminals, including gang members and drug traffickers. Surprisingly, many Finns support these moves. In a year 2025 survey, 68% of Finnish citizens said they wanted even stricter immigration laws, arguing Finland's welfare system should be for Finns first. Finland in the year 2025 is not the same Finland from a decade ago. Number 3. Sweden. Sweden used to be one of the most welcoming countries for immigrants, but in the year 2025 that has completely changed. Sweden has reversed its immigration policies and is now deporting migrants at record levels. To understand why, it helps to rewind. After taking in over 1.2 million refugees between the year 2015 and the year 2023, Sweden began struggling with rising crime, gang violence, and growing social tension. In response, the new government launched Operation Clean Sweden, a major campaign aimed at deporting at least 50,000 undocumented migrants by the end of the year 2025. So how are they doing it? First, Sweden has cut social benefits for undocumented migrants. No more free housing, free healthcare, or welfare if you do not have legal status. This has pushed thousands to leave voluntarily because they can no longer afford to stay. Second, Sweden is fast-tracking deportations like never before. Immigration courts now process asylum cases in about half the time, and rejected applicants must leave within 30 days or risk being forcibly removed. Under this new system, over 25,000 migrants have already been expelled. But the biggest shock is that Sweden is now deporting entire families, even when some members were born in Sweden. The government argues that if the parents are undocumented, the children must leave too. This has triggered major protests, but officials insist it is necessary to restore law and order. Crime has been the central driver behind this crackdown. In the year 2024 alone, Sweden recorded about 1,300 shootings, many linked to gang violence in immigrant-dominated areas. The Prime Minister has declared Sweden will no longer tolerate criminal migrants, and anyone convicted of any crime, no matter how minor, will be deported immediately. Another controversial step is that deportation officers are being sent into schools to identify undocumented children, sparking outrage abroad. Despite the backlash, Swedish voters appear to support the shift. A year 2025 poll found that 72% of Swedes back these tougher measures, saying they want Sweden to feel safe again. From one of Europe's most open countries to one of its strictest, Sweden's transformation has been nothing short of shocking. Number 2. Germany. If you had told someone in the year 2015 that Germany, Europe's economic powerhouse and one of the most immigrant-friendly countries, would be mass deporting migrants by the year 2025, they would have laughed. But that is exactly what is happening now. Germany, once known for its welcome culture, is taking a much harsher stance on immigration, and the numbers are staggering. In the year 2025 alone, Germany has deported over 60,000 migrants, the highest total since World War II. That is about a 50% increase compared to the year 2023. So what changed? Germany's migration crisis has hit a breaking point. After accepting more than 2 million refugees since the year 2015, the country is facing housing shortages, rising crime, and mounting economic pressure. The cost of supporting asylum seekers has ballooned to around 50 billion euros, roughly 54 billion United States dollars per year, and taxpayers are fed up. A survey in the year 2025 found that 74% of Germans believe the country has too many migrants and support stricter deportation laws. One of Germany's most controversial tools is a fast-track deportation law that allows authorities to remove rejected asylum seekers in as little as 14 days, instead of the usual month-long process. That change has made it easier to send back tens of thousands of people, especially those from Afghanistan, Syria, and North Africa. But it does not stop there. Germany has also cut benefits for asylum seekers, reducing housing support and financial assistance to encourage voluntary return. In the year 2025 alone, this policy has already pushed over 20,000 migrants to leave on their own. And crime has become a major driver of the crackdown. In recent years, German cities have seen sharp increases in gang violence, theft, and drug trafficking, with many incidents linked to migrant communities. The government has prioritized deporting foreign criminals, expelling over 10,000 people with criminal records in just the first 6 months of the year 2025. Perhaps the most shocking move is Germany's deportation raids. Every week, police sweep through refugee shelters, train stations, and even schools to locate and remove undocumented migrants. Videos of these raids have gone viral and sparked massive protests, but the government insists the operations are necessary. With these extreme measures, Germany has reshaped its immigration policy, and officials say it is only getting stricter. Number 1. France. France has taken the most aggressive approach to deporting immigrants in the year 2025, and the numbers are mind-blowing. France has expelled over 100,000 people in just 1 year, nearly double the level seen in the year 2023. The pressure behind this did not appear overnight. France has been dealing with a long-building immigration crisis, with over 7 million immigrants living in the country, about 10% of the population. As crime, riots, and social tensions rose, the government argued it was time for a complete reset, and that reset meant mass deportations. One of the most controversial measures is the zero-tolerance deportation program. Under this policy, any undocumented migrant, any failed asylum seeker, or any foreign criminal is removed immediately. There are no second chances. If you are caught without legal papers, you can be put on a plane within the same week, and it is not limited to undocumented migrants. France has also started deporting people with legal residency if they are considered a threat to public order. That change has forced thousands of people, including longtime residents, to leave. What shocked the world even more was France's expulsion of entire migrant communities in the year 2025. Police dismantled over 50 migrant camps in cities such as Paris, Marseille, and Calais. Families were put on buses and sent back to their home countries. Some of these communities had been in France for years, but the government's message was blunt: France must be for the French first. Then came the crime crackdown. After a record-breaking year of violent protests in the year 2024, emergency laws expanded the ability to arrest and deport suspected criminals. In just the first 6 months of the year 2025, France deported over 15,000 foreign criminals, including gang members, drug dealers, and people suspected of radical extremism. A major turning point followed a series of terrorist attacks in the year 2024. The French president vowed France would not tolerate those who do not share its values, and that vow was followed by deportations of thousands of radicalized individuals, including people born in France who held dual citizenship. France also tightened border policies by shutting down asylum applications from certain countries, including Algeria, Morocco, and Afghanistan. If you arrive from one of these places, you may not even be considered for asylum and can be sent back immediately. Despite controversy, public support is strong. A year 2025 poll found 78% of French citizens believed past immigration policy was too soft and needed to be tougher. Subscribe now, share this video, and tell me in the comments whether you think France is restoring control or going too far.
Guys, especially for the immigrants in Europe. Oh my God, I really feel for you, especially the asylum seekers. Because guys, right now, Europe is tightening its immigration rules to be extremely hard. Here is what is happening, by the way. These new laws that has been set recently, it will actually make deportation easier and faster. You know, before, if you were deported, you could actually go through legal advices, you could go to courts. But now, there is a rule that if you are found that you are in the category of being deported, it's going to be faster and easier. Again, you see those asylum seekers. Not really like asylum seeker, you see those immigrants whose asylum has been rejected. What is going to happen to them is that they will be, you know, before they used to be detained for up to 2 years, but now, no more detention, no more detention. They'll be sent straight to the outside of Europe, whereby they'll actually go and stay there. They're going to identify these safe third world countries, like there'll be a camp there, they'll be taken there, and that is where they're going to start their life and not in Europe anymore. So, some countries in Africa are already making deals with Europe so that they could actually host these centers, like camps, whereby if you go to Europe, your asylum is rejected, then Europe sends you there. And you know, there's a lot of money that these countries are going to get. I know Kenya isn't going to miss. Wow. My God, this is tough. So, UK itself as a nation, it has already deported over thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of immigrants. And it's not really good, you know, because these Africans, when they go there, they go with the hope of changing back home in a very positive way. First of all, most of them ran away because of political instability, lack of opportunities, poverty, and they actually viewed Europe as a center or a place whereby their lives could change in a very positive way. Their families will be living better. But now that dream for some people is going to be cut short. And remember, most of these people, it's not like they go through the airport. No, they go through the sea, the Mediterranean Sea, a very dangerous route to Europe. But you see, some other countries, they don't really welcome them. When they see that there is a boat for immigrants, they decide to sink it. There is one that I saw in the year 2024. Their boat or their mini ship had a technical issue. Instead of being helped by the nearest European country that was at the border, they let them cry to the point that they actually sank, and all of them unfortunately were unalived. So guys, as you all know, I'd actually gone for a break, so let me pick it from where I left, which is UK having deported over tens of thousands of illegal immigrants. Not really illegal, let's not call them illegal, undocumented, because of course they wouldn't wish to be illegal in any way. So my good people, Europe is shifting from letting people into their continent and countries to stopping them and deporting them very fast, extremely fast. They have been known to be that continent that easily accepts Africans, because honestly, most people that go there are Africans, Asians, these third world continents. And now they are really like pushing these particular people to leave their countries very fast. And remember, even one person in the clips that we just played said that by 2027 they will be offering immigrants and undocumented immigrants like 40,000 pounds to leave their country. In America, the President Trump offered $3,000 for undocumented Americans to leave America. My good people, this migration crisis will never really end, honestly speaking. So I know most of us are asking ourselves, how did this situation of deportation end up here? How did it start? Because we've never faced such an harsh response from the leadership of Europe. How did this start? So as you all know, even if you want to quit, you'll not just wake up and say, I'm quitting this job today. You must have thought about it, talked about it in your inner self, and by the time you quit, you would have already made a decision like long time ago. So Europe did not just wake up and started deporting illegal and not really legal undocumented people. They have been doing this since 2015, and Europe in itself has had waves of migrants from Africa, Middle East, and these places that tend to be politically unstable. So the governments or the countries in Europe have come to the realization that there are too many people in Europe, and the fact that they still stay there even after they have been rejected is so alarming, because they bring a lot of confusion in terms of work that is being offered there, because you'll find these people offering less money than if a documented European would have asked for. They ask for less, so they disadvantage those that are legally there. Again, housing becomes a problem. So many things becomes a problem to them. And you can imagine that 20% of these deportation orders have actually been enforced so far, only 20%. So there is a huge political pressure from the leadership of Europe at the moment. Remember that in the year 2024, many people came out with the agenda that they are going to put stronger They're going to put stronger measures on the borders. There's going to be fewer migrants and faster deportations. And that is what they are enforcing now in the year 2026. So they pushed for all those things: stronger borders, fewer migrants, and faster deportation, and now it has come to pass. And that has really shaken the immigrants in Europe. So Europe has created a major policy that is called the Migration and Asylum Pact of 2026, which is meant to speed up asylum decisions, share migrants across African continents, and increase deportation. Not only sharing these migrants, but across Africa, but also across Europe. So for those who don't really support this move, they term it as extremely inhumane and too harsh. Anyway, guys, we have countries like America that are really supporting this stuff. So some European politicians, they like want ICE to go to that particular country or continent and help them in terms of deportation, or rather they want an ICE style enforcement, not really like, you know, those are some of the things that they're just like trying to discuss. They want an ICE style of enforcement whereby they do more tracking, they do more raids and more deportation, like what is happening in America at the moment. That is inhumane and cruel, by the way. I wouldn't wish anything like that to happen to people in Europe. So what do you think the immigrants are feeling at the moment? There is fear, there is uncertainty. People are afraid of being detained. They are afraid even to go to hospitals, schools, supermarkets, because, you know, this particular issue that has come out, the law, you know, if a police officer meets you and they ask you, they question your documentation, you know, it instills so much fear in immigrants. Again, immigrants, they'll feel criminalized at this point, because such kind of policies, they feel like security threats to them, especially those who have overstayed. They have overstayed visas, and you know, they probably know that they'll face detention, deportation, bans, surveillance. And you know, once you face such kind of things, it means that you'll never be allowed, you'll be banned actually from entering back to UK or European zones until probably after 10 years, 5 years, it depends with what they'll tell you. And again, people have an anxiety of these return hubs, which are going to be in third world countries, because these offshore centers, they really don't know like how it's gonna be like. What are they going to do there? Are they going to be forced into military kind of stuffs, or what? Is it going to be European Union's legal protection? I mean, it's just risky, because as you can see, even these human rights, they actually view it as a human rights black holes. Because imagine of you not knowing where you're going or where you'll be sent to. You don't know how long you're going to be staying there, and you are never ever going to return back. So what do you think? People are having mixed reactions. There is a feeling of hopelessness and targeted, you know. And of course, it will make people to stay under radar. For those who will be able to legalize their documentation, I'll be happy for them. because this tension is too much. The governments in AU are saying that they want control, they want security, and they want order, and that too many people are abusing the system. Human rights groups, on the other hand, they believe that these policies are dangerous, they are risky, because they are violating basic rights, and they actually treat vulnerable people unfairly, because at the end of the day, these are vulnerable people. So the entire story is not just about deportation. It's about a major shift in Europe's identity. Anyway, all these things are happening because of political pressure, because of migration numbers, because of public opinion, and global instability. Thank you so much if you watched the clip up to this point. I do appreciate your presence. I'll see you in the next video.